Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Shadavia and this is Oshi Budgets, where I talk about all things money, budgeting, and savings related. So if any of that is content you're into, do me a favor and give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, but don't forget that notification bell so you don't miss the next time I post. By the title of today's video, you can see I am going to be sharing 4 budgeting tips that will help you manage your budget during times of inflation. So if you just want my advice or want to know how I plan to manage my budget during this time, then just keep watching today's video. Now, you probably noticed that prices are way up, and it just seems like every time we look around, something is increasing. And that is because of inflation, you guys. If you've never heard of the term inflation or don't really know what it means, inflation is the decrease in the power of money due to the increase in the prices of goods or services. So, in simpler terms, it just means that something that you bought last year does not cost the same this year, and it's likely more. So, for example, yesterday I went to do my grocery budget and for the week, and in January of 2022, because I looked back at my purchase history, I paid $1.54 for a dozen of eggs, which it sounds reasonable, right? Well, yesterday, you guys, guess how much I paid for 1 dozen of eggs? $5.20, you guys. That is absolutely insane. I don't know about y'all, but that is like a huge hike where I am, and I'm in Texas. I know a lot of people are like concerned where I am. I live in Texas, and like I said, in January of 2022, I paid $1.54, but yesterday it cost me $5.20 for that same dozen of eggs, you guys. So a lot of us may actually be struggling during this time just to be able to manage our day-to-day budget. So again, I'm just gonna go ahead and give you guys 4 budgeting tips to just help you manage your budget during this time of inflation and hopefully be able to make the most out of your buck. So the first tip that I will actually give you guys when it comes to managing your budget, and this is at all times, but especially during this time of inflation, that is going to be intentional, you guys. So you have to be intentional with your spending. Right now is not the time to just be out here living life on the edge, but instead you have to be, again, intentional with your spending. Now, this can be challenging for some people to just understand and realize when and where you should actually be spending your money. So this is also where you need to figure out what your wants are versus your needs. A lot of times we have that gray area when we feel like we deserve things, we worked hard for it, you guys. But truthfully, you have to figure out what is something that you want to have, so it would be nice for you to have, or something that you actually need to sustain your household. Right now, that is going to be very important because you have to prepare yourself when those prices do go up so that you're not busting your budget and just living life on the edge once again. So my first tip to managing your budget during inflation is going to be intentional with your spending. Now, the second tip that I have for you guys, it's really straightforward, you guys, and I feel like, again, these are tips that we should be using already, but especially now during inflation because everything is just so expensive. So my second tip for you guys to manage your budget during inflation is going to be, don't spend what you don't have. And I'm sorry for the shake, you guys. And I'm going to put an explanation point on there because I'm guilty of it myself. So I know it's something that we all do, but it's something that we should really be avoiding right now. So don't spend what you don't have in your budget. So using credit cards could be very, very tempting. But if you don't have it in your budget, you guys, just don't do it. Debt can really add up super, super fast, and before you know it, you look back and you're like, what did I even spend this money on? So again, this kind of goes back to tip number one as well, distinguishing those wants and needs. If it's something that you just simply want and you think, okay, I'll just put it on the credit card, do not do that, you guys. Save the money over time to be able to afford that, so that you're not breaking your budget. I know personally for myself, I really, really want a treadmill for my house. And that's something that I keep like contemplating on if I want to use my credit card or not. But ultimately, I just decided I don't have it in my budget right now. So if I want that treadmill, that is something that I'm going to have to save for over time. It's not even a necessity. It's just something that I simply want. But again, I'm not going to put it on my credit card simply because I'm trying to crawl my way out of debt, you guys. And so a lot of budgeting and just being intentional with your budget and managing it, it's going to be mental. You just have to make sure that you're in the correct mental space and you're really telling yourself, okay, I know this is wrong, so I'm not going to do it. And I'm not going to say that we're all going to be perfect at all times 100% of the time, but in those cases where you can control your mind or redirect your mind, definitely take advantage of that, because again, spending money that you don't have just puts you further into debt, and we all know that can add up really, really quick. So tip number two, once again, do not spend what you do not have. Now, my third tip that I'm going to share with how to manage your budget during this time of inflation is going to be check your budget. Alrighty, you guys, so we want to check our budget just to make sure everything still aligns with what we have going on. Budgeting is not just a one-time thing, but you're actually gonna have to adjust it maybe daily, weekly, monthly, however often you feel the need to adjust your budget. Life is always changing, situations change, circumstances change. So you just want to make sure that your budget relates to what's going on right now. Right now, again, the prices are super, super high for a lot of things, you guys. And so what worked for you last year may not work for you this year. Thankfully, I've been able to sustain my $100 per week grocery budget, but you guys, it is getting very tough to maintain that budget simply because everything is so expensive. So I have to get creative with the meals that we're having for the week, or, you know, maybe that means buying generic brands as well. So again, just check in with your budget, you guys, to make sure that it's aligned with what's happening today. And if you do check it, check it again, continuously check it, be on top of it. Don't just set it 1 week and just leave it, you guys, because again, week after week, it's probably going to change. If you notice that you're commuting more, then you may have to up your gas, your transportation bill, or whatever the case may be. The point of this third step, you guys, is just check your budget again and again. It's never going to be perfect. Things change, situations change, and you just want to make sure that you're staying on top of that, so you don't again run into the issues that we talked about in our step number 2, which is going into further debt because you're using money that you didn't budget for, or you just simply don't have. Now, my fourth and final step or tip that I want to give you guys is going to be save for retirement. Now, some people may disagree with me when I say this, but I think saving for retirement is one of the best things that you can do for your future self. Now, cutting out contributions right now may seem like the right thing to do, or it may be like a quick strategy for you to get out of debt because you can put more money aside. And that's completely fine, but make it a temporary thing, you guys. In the moment that you accomplish whatever your goal is, make sure you set up those retirement contributions. Again, that is free money that is on the table from your employer. But also, if things are expensive right now, just imagine what they'll be like whenever it's time for you to retire. I know myself, I still have some time before I actually retire, but I do still like to contribute. You guys, I can't talk. Contribute to my employer's 401k plan, because again, they do a match, and so that's just free additional money that is on the table for me. And I know I'm not going to be retiring anytime soon, or that's not my initial plan. But when that time comes, I want to just set myself up for success. And I'm pretty sure when I look back, my future self will really thank me, you guys. So if you are cutting out contributions right now, make it a temporary thing. And then the moment that you're able to contribute, or you have your budget aligned, or your debt paid off, whatever your goals are, get back into that employer 401k plan so that you can thank your future self later. Now, as I said, I know right now a lot of us are really just feeling the sting, I guess you could say, from inflation. So I just wanted to give you guys my advice on how you can actually manage your budget while the prices are still increasing. I hope these tips will actually help you when you're trying to budget, and just throughout the season that we're all trying to navigate through. Like, trust me when I say this, you guys are not alone. I'm feeling it. I'm pretty sure your co-workers, family, friend, everyone is feeling it right now, and we're all just like, okay, what is happening? But the thing about it is, prices are high right now, but eventually they'll go down. Fingers crossed. That is going to happen. So let me know in the comments, what is something that has changed for you in your budget over this past year, and how you've kind of adjusted your budget to accommodate that. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please consider hitting that subscribe button. Don't forget the notification bell, you guys, and I'll see you guys in my next upload. Bye.